Joe Burrow won a game in Cleveland. The Bengals beat the Browns 21-14. We're going to recap it all. It's only me. Ron is somewhere on Earth, is all I can disclose, because I don't even know. So it's just me. I'm going to rely on the chat to carry me through tonight. We're going to talk about the game, recap the big win, all coming up next on Cincy Unfiltered.
Your boys are ready to go. You already know. Grab a garage beer, let's flow. No filter needed. Beer's getting deleted. It's the Cincy Unfiltered show. Let's go. Our boys are ready to go. Our boys are ready to go. You already know. Grab a garage beer, let's flow. No filter needed. Beer's getting deleted. It's the Cincy Unfiltered show. Let's go. Our boys are ready to go.
Welcome in to a Victory Tuesday edition of Cincy Unfiltered. Ron is doing super secret shit. Don't know where he is. It's me. It's this ice cold garage beer, and it's the chat tonight. That's the way that we're rocking. Now we got to start it off with the ceremonial garage beer crack. Bang. Ooh. Going with the original. Black and white can. Works for the whiteout this weekend at Paycor Stadium. Can't wait for that. It's crisp. It's refreshing. It doesn't taste like ass. And for the people that ask me where to get garage beer, if you're in the Dayton, Cincinnati, whatever area, and Kroger is a main grocery store, Kroger has it. But you can always go to www.drinkgaragebeer.com, go to their beer finder, put in your zip code, find out what bars sell it, find out what gas stations sell it, find out what stores sell it, and get you some delicious beer-flavored beer. That's actually my favorite part of it. It's beer, and it's flavored like beer. So now that we paid the bills, let's talk about a little bit of football. The chat, I'm gonna lean on you tonight. All right, I'm up here solo, yelling at a microphone. I'm gonna lean on the chat tonight. All right, so we got some of the OGs, of course, already in here. Shout out Cincy Jake, always in the chat. And join his Penn Station buy one get one. Last time we tried to do that, my food got stolen. The lady chased the guy out of the building as I was walking in. It was a whole disaster. Gatto's here. Got my garage beer, got my peanut butter filled pretzels. I'm ready to rock. That's a hell of a Tuesday night. That's a good combo. I got some regular pretzels. Toxic is here, just trying to get ahead in life, brother. Hey, aren't we all? That's all we're trying to do. Nick Fott's here. Ron is at parts unknown. That's it. Yes, that's where he is. Dalton Stone 937. Who Dey Dayton guy? Shout out. K Breezy. The always lovable K Breezy's here. Lord Dylan Guthrie's here. Hello, Governor. Wedge Gordon, not under liberty to discuss where bingo may or may not be. Neither am I. Don't need any black SUVs pulling up to the house, nothing like that. Zach, respectfully don't know how to say your last name, so I'm not going to butcher it out of respect for you. Houday from Las Vegas. Loved Vegas. Looking forward to going back. White can for the White Tiger game, Nick says. Absolutely. So, welcome here. Welcome anybody that hasn't commented yet. Welcome anybody that can hopefully carry whatever this disaster may turn into with just me up here talking about it. But let's talk about the game. The Bengals go into Cleveland. You need a win. You're going in there sitting at 2-4. Losses to the Chiefs, losses to the Pats, losses to the Ravens. Those AFC losses are piling up quick. And if you're going to try to get a playoff spot at the end of the year, you're going to need to pick some up. And you need a big division win. So they go into Cleveland, and let's be honest, none of us felt confident about it because Cleveland has had our number for the last however many years since 2018. I didn't feel great going into the game. I don't know that a lot of people did. It's a matchup nightmare. It is what it is. Nick Chubb's return, everybody, he puts out the letter. He's all hyped up. Cleveland fans love him. They're going to go ape shit when he gets announced. Hilarious the way Cleveland chose to set that up. Introduce the old offense. Introduce Deshaun Watson. Whole stadium boos. Just boos. Their starting quarterback coming out of the tunnel. Last is Nick Chubb. Place goes absolutely ape shit. And as they should. Nick Chubb is a hell of a running back. Nick Chubb is a hell of a dude. We hate Cleveland. I like Nick Chubb. Glad to see him back on the football field after the scary injury he had last year. And then it's time to start playing football. And the Bengals started playing football early. What do you do when the stadium's rocking? Their guys back. The vibes are high. Everybody's feeling electric. What do? You put Chuck Sizzle back there to start the game. The Bengals go up 7-0 seconds into the game. Try to suck the air out of First Energy, Cleveland Browns, Huntington Bank, whatever the hell they call it, stadium. Whatever the fuck they call it. Suck the air out of it, and you're like, game's over. We got this. We're going to New Orleans. Maybe we temper expectations a little bit, but you feel so good about it. Chuck Sizzle had a fumble on a punt return in week 1. Everybody was kind of mad at him. People have been wondering, when's he going to make an impact? He makes an impact maybe when they need it the most, because you got to get to Cleveland. You got to win this game. So you think offense is going to start rolling, right? We're going to score 30. No. Actually, you're not going to see any more points for quite some time, because the Bengals offense really couldn't get anything going against Cleveland. And like we said on the preview show when Chad was on, the Browns are a matchup nightmare for the Bengals. They have very good corners in Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome. He got fucked up, though. We'll talk about that later. And Martin Emerson, even though he's had a down year, they've always been able to go man with the Bengals' three-headed monster. They'll man up Chase. They'll man up Higgins. They'll man up, used to be Tyler Boyd. Now it's Yosevich in the slot. And the Bengals really didn't try to run the ball. They had 6 rushing attempts at halftime, which was upsetting to me. I was pretty vocal about wanting them to run the ball more on Twitter during the game. And so they go into the half at 7-6. They get the Nick Chubb touchdown. And obviously, towards the end of the second quarter, Deshaun Watson goes down. We all know as soon as it happens, it's a popped Achilles. And I'm going to go ahead and I'll just have the conversation now, because I haven't touched on it publicly, because there's always so much shit that comes with the Deshaun Watson conversation. But let's call it what it is. Deshaun Watson is a shitbag. Deshaun Watson's not a good human being. I think everybody knows that. Over 20 sexual assault allegations, over 20 settlements. You get who the guy is, right? And nobody's been particularly rooting for this guy to do well. He plays for a division rival, plus all of the other stuff. But I found it in poor taste for his home fans to cheer as he got carted off, because I'm a guy that doesn't like to root for injuries. Now, Myles Garrett, Jameis Winston, making Deshaun Watson the martyr and the victim in the situation, like, let's relax. Let's not call him a model citizen and shit. Let's just maybe say, hey, you shouldn't boo a guy. But I didn't victory lap this. I don't like victory lapping injuries. If you guys recall last year, Watson went out for the year with a shoulder injury. Bengals Twitter, NFL Twitter, not just Bengals, NFL Twitter, everybody victory lapping the guy. This is karma, blah, blah, blah. I get it. Probably, definitely not a good dude, but I stayed away from it because I have this weird karma thing. I think karma is a real thing, and people got mad at me on Twitter last year because I think it was about 4 days later on Thursday Night Football when Joe Burrow hurts his wrist and goes down for the season. And I put out a tweet. I just said, hey, maybe we shouldn't have victory lapped Watson the other day. And people are like, well, Twitter doesn't predict the outcome of games. What we say on Twitter doesn't have anything to do with the game. And you're right. It doesn't. And some people thought I was trying to compare Joe Burrow, the human being, and Deshaun Watson, the human being, which is not what I was going to do. Not what I was wanting to do at all. But I just personally, I'm not going to victory lap a team that loses their starting quarterback because I know how bad it sucked to get that feeling 4 days later last year. Now, did Bengals Twitter victory lapping Watson last year cause Joe Burrow to get hurt? No, it didn't. But it's just a feeling thing for me. So I haven't victory lapped this thing, but he's a shitbag. So like I understand where people are coming from. I just decided I was going to stay away from it because that weird karma felt like it bit us in the ass last year, and it probably doesn't matter, but I'm just going to play it safe. So after Watson tears his Achilles, the Bengals are on defense, and they get a pass interference in the end zone on DJ Turner. Michigan man, love DJ Turner, has played 2 good games, has had 2 bad PI penalties. He really just needs to get better at finding the ball in coverage, and he's not going to get these flags. Not super worried about it. It's something he can clean up. He's a young guy. And then they get Chubb down to the 1-yard line, and of course, Nick Chubb scores a touchdown, and of course he did. He's the hero. He came back. He has Cleveland's back. Cleveland had his back. I start to feel a little bit worried. I'm like, oh, shit. Place is going nuts. They just got rid of the quarterback they all hated. The beloved hero has returned. They call him Batman. He scores a touchdown. I'm thinking, we're in trouble, boys. We're in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We're fucked. But defensive battle continued. Really no offense got it going. First half was bad on both sides of the ball. Both defenses played great, But on both sides of the ball, the offenses weren't good. So we go into half at 7-6. You're like, all right, we still got the lead. Thank God Hopkins missed the extra point and missed a field goal in the first half. So the Bengals hold on to the lead. Cleveland gets the ball back. Bengals are able to shut them out. They basically just trade punts. And then we kind of get the feeling that the offense is doing what we've seen it do in the past, where things aren't going great, but they find a way to make the big play because we get a patented Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase bass, flex on them a little bit, and then the Bengals go up 14-6, and you start to feel a little bit more of a sigh of relief because DTR was in the game at that point. He was running a little bit, but he wasn't scaring you with throwing the ball down the field. You weren't worrying too much about them, racking up points on you, so you just kind of adjust and you fight. And it's still kind of an ugly scrum. The offense really never gets going. The Bengals didn't turn the ball over, but the Cleveland Browns started to turn the bird's career, actually. First time he's ever had a pick. And that's when you feel like, okay, we can go blow this thing open now. We can go ahead and put the foot on the throat of the Cleveland Browns, expel the demons that stadium has given us for the last 6 years or whatever it is, and go get a win. And then they follow that up. And all of a sudden, the Bengals are up 21-6, and you're like, we're good. We got it, right? So I don't know, man. It just felt good. I felt like I don't want to compare this team to the Super Bowl team because those are lofty expectations, and I'm not trying to put the cart before the horse here. But to me, that reminded me of the 2021 season. The offense would sputter. The offense couldn't get a consistent drive going. They couldn't sustain a drive and then punch it in the end zone. But at some point, Burrow, Chase, Higgins, they just broke through to make the big play and put the points on the board while the defense kept the other team at bay, gets the turnover in the big moment, and helps the offense out. We've been watching the offense all year score points. The defense couldn't stop shit. Now we have a healthy defensive front. Sheldon Rankins is fully back. B.J. Hill is fully back. Joseph Osai had a hell of a game on Sunday. Trey Hendrickson's still a grown-ass man. Sam Hubbard's finally starting to look healthy. We're getting Logan Wilson and Jermaine Pratt both tied for second in the league with tackles by a linebacker with 71 tied with each other. So, the unit is starting to play well. And you start to feel shades of the 2021 year when things were bad early, and then they kind of went on a little bit of a run. And then to finish it off, Geno hit, and he gets off the field. And then you really know that the game is pretty much over. The Bengals would go on to punt. DTR got hurt on that play, hurt his finger. So in comes Jameis Winston. He goes down, gets a garbage time touchdown. They do not recover the onside kick, and then the Bengals win. So, not as good as maybe you'd want it to be. With how the game played out, you probably would have liked to see the offense put up another touchdown or something just to put it to bed. You can stress-free watch the rest of the fourth quarter, talk shit on Twitter, do whatever you want to do, but it's the Bengals, baby. They're not going to make anything easy on us, but they leave with a much-needed victory in Cleveland, in the AFC North, and in the AFC. So that's a little bit of a recap of some of the highlights. There weren't very many. So that's what you got. Let's get to the comments. There are 52 unread comments since I started running my mouth. Let's see if we can get to some of the good ones. So Honest Fan says, Drew, LFG Drew. I love Honest Fan. Me and Honest Fan have had some back and forth in other comment sections. And he's honest. Or she. I don't know. Maybe it's a woman. Honest. Cody Adams is here. Hooday. Honest Fan, we out here. Hooday, brother. Yes, sir. Ryan Sparks, shout out. He wants Penn Station. They don't have any in D.C. I think that's an East Coast thing. They should have it in DC. What are they doing here? Deuce, Hooday, how much to take off the sweater? There is no shirt under the hoodie today, boys. So I said on Twitter, if I don't get some support from the chat, I might just have to start taking my clothes off to keep the eyes in. So we'll see how it goes. Chris says, relax. I don't know who needed to relax. Maybe that's too Deuce. My wife is here. Love seeing a lot of new names in the chat. I love seeing a lot of new names in the chat. Thanks for tuning in. It's usually a two-man show. Ron's out and doing whatever he needs to do. I did see this, Ryan. The Saints extended Kamara through 2026, $24.5 million. Alvin Kamara gets himself a little bag. Or not a little bag. It's a good bag for a running back. Elliot, E-Train, my dog, says his wife wears a Drew Garrison jersey. I'm not getting any royalties off of that, so I'd really like to know who's making and printing those, but I would be interested to see what it looked like. Wedge says Kings Ridge Penn Station was mad as hell when we brought in the BOGO coupon from the Dayton Dragons over the summer. Dude, the one in Moraine, West Carrollton, when I went a few weeks back was a disaster. Lady was pissed. She's like, I hope the Bengals never fucking win again. I'm like, yo, relax. Elliot wants my sweatshirt. People have asked me. I got this on Fanatics a couple years ago. I think you should talk about how Cleveland fans got shit on for booing when Deshaun got hurt. If I were a Cleveland fan, I'm booing too. James' comments were dumb. I kind of did touch on that a little bit ago. Garage Beer, Cincy Unfiltered Show, and Bostic Celtics getting those rings. Great Tuesday night. Nick is a Celtics fan. I've been a Lakers guy my whole life. Big Kobe guy. Don't really like LeBron. Haven't followed the NBA as much as I should. But I'm going to gamble on it, even though I don't know anything about it. Derek Farout, personally get tired of the well. It was a good front excuse. I understand that. They've played two very good defensive lines the last 2 weeks in the Giants and the Browns. You do want to see the offensive line do better. There were some interior pressures that I didn't love seeing. And you want your good offensive line that you've invested a lot of money and draft capital in to go up against a good front and not have those problems. So I do understand that. Stranger 420 is here. Shout out. You know you're bringing heat when E-Train compliments your hoodie. His hoodie game is proper. That is true. Elliot is a hoodie connoisseur. Very good fashion sense. A lot of people say when they want fashion advice, they look to see what Elliot Rearing is wearing. I've heard. Some are saying. Frav's here. Fraver, shout out my dog. The Sizz. This is probably when I was talking about the Chuck Sizzle return. Chris Ingram says there was great footwork on that run. Excuse me. K Breeze says, Chuck Sizzle was tiptoeing in his Jordans. You love to see it. This is not a kid's show. This is an unfiltered show. We say fuck and shit and damn and ass and all kinds of stuff on this show. If you let your kids watch it, that's a you problem, not a me problem. Watch what they do on the internet. The stadium should be called Mistake by the Lake. Well, they're getting out of it. They're getting a dome in Brook Park, so they're getting away from the curse that maybe is on the Mistake on the Lake, yeah. Chuck Sizzle and Lamar Parrish, only Bengals ever with punt return and a kick return touchdown. I did not know that. That is a good stat from Alex Gatto in the chat. Volson did not hold on the 30-yard run by Chase Brown that was called back by a hold. That's 2 weeks in a row where Cordell Volson gets called for a hold just for putting a guy on his ass. That negates a big Chase Brown run. Chad Waits wants me to take my clothes off. We're not quite there yet, but you never know. We're only 18 minutes into this thing. Derek, this is not pre-recorded. This is live. The pre-recorded show is going to be on Thursday night, but members of our YouTube channel can watch that live as it's recorded. It's $4.99 a month. I'm not here begging for your money. It's just an option that you guys have in the chat. You get the little badge next to your name. You can use the custom emojis, and you can watch the game preview show as it's recorded on Thursday nights. For everybody else, it is on our YouTube channel Friday morning at 10 a.m. Somebody said the massage monster got hurt. Yeah. Ben's here. Ben's letting Derek know it's live. Gatto says his Watson situation is one of a kind. I completely understand that train of thought. Totally understand that. We've got a dude, a bottle of oil, and an ambulance in the chat. You love to see it. Brown's Twitter did want Deshaun gone, Deuce. They 100% did. They did not want him to be the quarterback anymore. And let's be real, they didn't start booing the guy until they didn't want him to be the quarterback anymore. But I guess that's some of the morality that we sell out when we watch our football teams. I get it. I've done it before. Toxic loves the content. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate it. You were told my clothes will come off. It's early. You got to stick around. You never know. K Breeze with a good point. 30 on YouTube. We got about 180 on all platforms, but it costs $0 to hit the like and subscribe button. We would appreciate that. It does help us out a little bit. Jake loves me. I shout out. I love you too. I love you back. Breezy don't miss. He doesn't. Lots of comments tonight. We love to see it. Ryan, was it pretty? No. Was it a huge deal to get that win off their back? Absolutely. And that is exactly how I feel. AFC North wins are probably going to be ugly more often than not. Road games are probably going to be ugly more than not. Excuse me, a little garage beer burp. They're going to be ugly more often than not, and that's just the way that it goes. But I don't give a shit if it's 2-0. They win. They win. I put out a little video with my Monday thoughts about that. Like the stream, Elliot, good point. This guy's a professional. We appreciate that. I appreciate all the likes that we can get. T did not swap agents, Chris. We thought that. It was a good, fun 10 minutes on Bengals Twitter. We thought he went to CAA and left Athletes First, but it turns out CAA has handled T. Higgins' marketing since he got into the NFL. So they posted him on their Instagram, and we all got our hopes up. But David Mulligetta still handles his contracts. CAA just handles his marketing. So it was a fun 10 minutes on Bengals Twitter before Kelsey Conway shut that down. Driving must put my phone away, not cause an accident. I love Drew, and he's handsome. Elliot, don't get in a car crash. The people need you Mondays at 10 a.m., Tuesdays at 10 a.m., all week at 10 a.m. They need you. So don't do that. Not hitting the like means you're a Chiefs fan. I love the comments. I love the support. Ben was happy for the Geno Stone pick. Geno Stone is an Iowa Hawkeye. Ben is the definition of an Iowa Hawkeye. Nick with a good football comment too. Jenkins and Jackson are flashing. That's Chris Jenkins, Michigan man, and McKinley Jackson, the rookie defensive tackles. They're getting push. They're making running lanes clog. They're doing the things that we haven't seen from this defense up until the last couple of weeks, and they're making the impact that we desperately need them to make, and you love to see it. Willow Tree says it's about damn time, Geno. That is absolutely true. We have been looking for Geno Stone to make that kind of an impact since we signed him. Early returns weren't great, but that was a good time for it. Looks like he had like broke his leg, right? He lays on the field for a very long time. They go to commercial. They come back. They put an air cast on it. I'm thinking he broke his leg. He's out for the year. And then you get reports from the locker room after the game that he's walking with a limp, but walking under his own power without a boot, without crutches, without anything. And maybe it's not as bad as it looks. So I still feel a little bit dicey about his status for Sunday against the Eagles, but it's much better news than the way it looked on the field, because that looked like it was bad. T-Bo says, I saw on Twitter and X, you need some saving. I'm available, Drew. Tyler, glad you're here. Need the chat to lift me up, because, you know, I'm not smart. I'm not really that entertaining. So I need people to have my back, just like we're doing. Garage Beer run the ad. Don't have the ad loaded up. Just got a couple of them sitting here ready to go. Watching from Phoenix. Appreciate the content. Shout out to you, Carl, all the way in Phoenix. I love you. Thank you for tuning in. I'm not taking my clothes off yet. Not asking for that yet. Ben says he thinks they have Penn Station here, but he's never tried it. Ben's coming to Ohio for the Bengals-Eagles game, is what I've been told. I cannot wait to drink beers with Ben on Sunday. I hope he brings the hard hat. You have to bring the Bengals hard hat, though. Chance of snow for the whiteout game Sunday. I haven't seen that. Is that a thing? Is that real? Shout out to you for being here, Chase. But is that a real thing, or is that a joke? Because wardrobe-wise, I'm going to have to plan for that. Cam Webb's here, a little late to the party. Shout out, Cam. You always support me. I appreciate you. Dylan wants to see tight ends get a little bit more involved. Yeah, that's true. 1 reception for 2 yards from Gesicki. No other tight end caught a pass. Drew sampled anytime touchdown bet, just losing every week, but I'm going to keep doing it. Jake wants a hat like that. Go to the CincyHat.com, and you can get a hat like this. I think they still sell this one. I got it right when it came out, like probably a little bit over a year ago, but I think they might still have it. Go to the CincyHat.com. They make really, really cool Bengals hats, and they help adults with developmental disabilities. Heard on Twitter a few weeks ago that Helen Keller can run through our defense. Do you believe that's still the case now? I do not, Tyler. Helen Keller stray was interesting, but no, I don't think that's the case. I think the defense is coming into its own. I think that we probably panicked too early, myself included. I did plenty of panicking earlier in the season, but maybe they just needed to get healthy. And they have started to do that. Text from Dad alert. The people love the text from Dad. I love the text from Dad. Tell people I've seen you without clothes. You need to leave them on. That's true. That's true. People probably don't want to see that. But there's a woman in this house who signed up to see that legally. So Zach Cochran, shout out one of the Houday boys. 9 a.m. shotgun Sunday. Am I in? Am I in, dog? Does a bear shit in the woods? You know I'm in. I'll be at Longworth, 9 a.m. I'm taking a bunch of garage beer down again. So last time, took the garage beers down in the backpack cooler, passed them out to people. It was awesome. Ran out of them far too quick. I just left the backpack cooler in the woods where some of the homeless people may live. So hopefully somebody got it and got some good use out of it. Already bought another one for this week. I'm just going to buy them. They're like $15. I'm just going to leave them. Whoever finds them can have them. But we will be shotgunning a garage beer. Jake asked how long Orlando will be out. So that injury is a little bit weird. It started off as you heard it was a calf strain, and those can linger a little bit. Then I saw something maybe with the back of his knee. They're probably not going to put him on IR. I don't have any inside information. I don't know anything. This is just my guess. He probably doesn't play this week. Hopefully they can beat Philly without him, with Cody Ford starting at left tackle. We know how much the ladies love Cody Ford. And then they should be able to beat the Raiders without him. My guess is they're going to hope to have him back for Baltimore, and if they can't, hopefully after the bye. But the earliest I would think that he's probably going to see the field again is Baltimore. Just my guess, not a doctor, not an insider, just my thoughts on the situation. The hat's from Cincy Hat. We already did that. D's get degrees. A win is a win, no matter how ugly. That's true, baby. I graduated high school with D's, baby. That's all it took to get up out of there. Will I go get her burrito tacos when you're done? I was going to propose a marital trade-off, but maybe this isn't the platform to do that. We can talk offline. Are any of the Chiefs wins pretty? Hell no. Good point. Can't get over how bad Mahomes is playing. Mahomes got more interceptions than touchdown passes this year, but they're finding ways to win. And do Chiefs fans give a shit? No, because they've got God, Taylor Swift, and the refs on their side. Victoria asking the hard-hitting questions. The burrito tacos. Shout out Caitlin. Sent you a message for your birthday yesterday. Never got anything back, so fuck me, I guess. But burrito tacos here in Miamisburg are very, very good. I'm probably going to be making a run. Chad Waits is going to make me go get you tacos, or he's going to hound me on Twitter until I do. He's the reason I had to watch Harry Potter last week. So thanks for that. Those movies are 7 hours fucking long. +1 for burrito tacos. Drew will get you tacos if you let him drink dark liquor with you. Nobody wants me to drink dark liquor. I've learned my limitations as a man. I can drink clear liquor all day. I can drink beer all day. I should not drink dark liquor. It makes me mean. So she advises that I don't do it, and I typically listen because I'm a much calmer individual than I used to be these days. She said only if I stay with him. +2 for Berea. Watch party at More Than an Apron. I could probably hit up Darian and get it done. Tyler says, I'm welcome back on the show anytime. Just say the word. I appreciated you guys having me, man. That was a good time. Let's make that happen again. Ben's going to bring the hard hat. Jake's new here and likes my content. I appreciate you, Jake. There are so many comments, man, and I love that you guys are being so involved. I really do. This is really, really cool. Dylan says, Dad clutching it up for the stream. Keep him on. Caitlin's team TT, we already know. But Cody Ford was solid in relief on Sunday. He was. Cody Ford played good football when he had to come into the football game on Sunday, and nobody can take that away from him. Not even anybody on a victim tour on TikTok. So, man, all the comments, appreciate it. You're really carrying the stream. It's just me doing whatever the hell I think is right by you guys. I appreciate the hell out of all of you for tuning in, commenting, liking, subscribing, whatever it is that you may do. We can get into our box score breakdown now. I did make some graphics today. Joe Burrow, pedestrian day, but that's fine. We got the win. 18-25, 181 yards, no touchdowns. I'm sorry, 2 touchdowns. Excuse me, 2 touchdowns. The one to Jamar and the one to T, and no picks. So he didn't have a great game. He didn't have an MVP caliber game. He didn't put the ball in harm's way, and he didn't give Cleveland points. And you look at the guys he was throwing the ball to. T. Higgins, 4 receptions, 82 yards, a touchdown. Jamar Chase, 5 receptions, 55 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 disrespectful ass step over on Greg Newsome. Zach Moss, 3 receptions for 33 yards. So people are seeing that Chase Brown is now the starting running back, which I think is the correct call. I think it was the correct call a few weeks before it happened. But Zach Moss still brings a receiving element to this game. Think about him as a Samaje Perine. And I think that's probably the role that he's going to carve out on the team going forward. And there's nothing wrong with that. Chase Brown, 2 receptions, 9 yards. Mike Gesicki, 1 reception, 2 yards. Those are all the receivers Burrow completed balls to. Totaled up 15 receptions, 181 yards, 2 touchdowns. So, like I said, not a big through the air game. Burrow, when he did get protection, there was nowhere to go with the ball. They had shit covered up. And then he got pressured too much, as we kind of talked about earlier. The running game, I bitched about the lack of the running game. At halftime, 6 carries. I don't think that's enough against Cleveland. I don't think that that's how you should go into that game. I think the Bengals have always shown a lack of desire to run the ball against Cleveland when they have Myles Garrett, when they have Zadarius Smith, when they have the good cornerbacks. I just think that they should try to establish the run more. And I said this in my little video that I posted Monday. I'm going to bitch during the game. I'm never going to like everything that happens during the game from Burrow, from Lou, from Zach, from whoever. But as soon as the clock hits 0 and they have more points than the other team, I don't give a fuck anymore. They won. Jamar Chase, second leading rusher, 1 carry for 11 yards. Zach Moss had 6, only for 7 yards. Burrow had 3 called runs, they say, for -3 yards. Totaled 25 rushing attempts, 59 yards, 2.4 yards per carry. Some of the defensive highlights. Can't put everybody on here that made a single tackle on here, but some of the highlights. Jermaine Pratt, 13 tackles, 10 of those are solo. He put a hit on the quarterback. Logan Wilson, 10 tackles, 6 of those were solo. Trey Hendrickson continues to be a dog, continues to be one of the most underrated, most disrespected pass rushers in the league, gets 2 sacks. And look at that picture. That guy looks like he would give you like the maximum amount back on your taxes if you walked into a tax office. He looks just so professional and nice. No, he's here to fuck your quarterback up for 3 hours on Sunday. Love that dude. Extend that dude. Whatever it takes. Lifetime contract. Retire a Bengal. Trey Hendrickson. Please figure it out. And then you got Sam Hubbard, who's coming back into the Sam Hubbard form. He had 3 tackles. All 3 of those were solo. He had the pick that we talked about earlier. Geno Stone, 7 tackles. 3 of those were solo. His first pick as a Bengal. As a team, they had 79 tackles. 51 of those were solo, and they had the 2 interceptions. So that is your box score breakdown. Put some graphics on some shit, try to make it look like I know what I'm doing. It's just a sigh of relief. It's a sigh of relief. The game's over. We got out of there with a win. Mostly healthy, I think. We avoided disaster with Geno Stone. I know we did lose Orlando Brown Jr. for an unknown amount of time right now, but nothing crazy major, I guess, is good because every time the Bengals play the Browns, I just fear for it. Like Myles Garrett, I just don't kill Joe Burrow. Please, for the love of God. I found myself on Sunday, Burrow would get in the shotgun. As soon as he would catch the ball from the shotgun snap, I'd be like, get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it, because 95 is a scary dude. So we avoided major injury, and it's always nice to see those two chop it up after the game because they really like each other. Like they, you know, when Burrow talks about the Browns, they're like, well, they got Myles Garrett. Like that's the way he starts it off. So no major injuries, which is always good to see. Chat's got a little bit more popping off. Let's see what's going on in here. Trey is going to get the maximum refund because your quarterback is going to need it for medical bills. Absolutely, dude. I said on Twitter he looks like he could sell term life insurance. And Dylan's the most optimistic fan. I never get up a panic. It drives everyone around me insane, but the optimism never dies. And you know what? That's fine. There's all this fighting on the Twitter timeline amongst fans, apparently. I feel like when people are pissed at me, I get fucking shredded, and I get it. It's cool. Big boy, I can handle it. I'm going to make fun of you or whatever or argue with you. But I see like tweets on the timeline like the fan base is ripping each other apart. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Who's mad at who? Because I don't see it. The timeline's not showing it to me, I guess. But there's no right or wrong way to be a fan of this team. You invest your time in it. You invest your money in it. You invest your energy into it. Fan however you want. But don't get upset if you put out a take or an opinion and somebody doesn't agree with it and they challenge it. That's fine. Don't be an asshole to each other. Don't cuss each other out. People like to call me fat right off the rip. Like, don't do that. But like, if you guys just disagree with each other and you want to talk it out on the timeline, that's cool. I don't give a fuck how you fan this team. Just support them, want them to win. I don't like people that say they're Bengals fans who are actively rooting for them to lose. Like, what the fuck are you doing here then? Go weave baskets on Sunday. Go mow the grass. Go do something else. But like, I don't know why everybody's fighting. There's people on one side of the other issues. I try to be cool with everybody. I fuck with people based on how they deal with me, not with what my Twitter timeline tells me to think about them. So like, I don't know what's going on. If you're good to me, I'm good to you. If you're a dick to me, I'm gonna be a dick to you. It is what it is. Lots of people come up to me at tailgates and say they like me and want to talk to me and hang out with me and take pictures of me. That's cool. I'm still waiting on the guy that like sucker punches me or something. Like, I fucking hate that Drew guy. And he just like, he gets a little fucking boozed up and decides he wants to throw a right hook at me. And then I'm gonna have to see if I still got it. So yeah, man, fan how you want to fan. Yeah, Tyler, yeah, fan how you want to fan. That's all you got to do. I am in panic mode after the first drive. I have been known to freak out, say the game's over, say we're fucked after the first drive. That's the ebbs and flows of fandom, and I wouldn't want it any other way. That's how I like to watch football. Maybe not how I like to watch football, but that's how I'm wired to watch football. And I ain't changing for nothing. Lots of comments about people getting paid by the Bengals to be optimistic on Twitter. I'm not getting paid for it. My positivity payment hasn't hit yet. Keep checking the bank account. It's not there yet. And, people get access, and I think that's cool for whatever reason. I have gotten access to things Bengals related that I have no business having access to. And I don't know if that's because of Twitter or what. Ron and I ceremoniously hosted an event for the Bengals in Dayton before the start of the season. That's ridiculous. The fact that the Bengals reached out to us is ridiculous. I don't deserve that. I'm not smart. I'm not a film guy. I'm not a draft guy. I don't do graphs and grades and shit. I just have fun and talk football. There's no wrong way to fan for this team. I just ask that you don't actively root for them to lose. That's all. Because if you're actively rooting for them to lose while you're watching the game, go to the fucking flea market, dog. Like, go do something else. When they missed that sack of the goal line, I got to admit there was a spiral moment. Yeah, they could have had Watson in the end zone for a safety, and it just felt like it would have put all the momentum back into the Bengals' hands, and they would have just been able to just blow their doors off. Watson escapes, and yeah, you start to panic a little bit. I don't want to watch or attend a game without a heart attack, though. We're Bengals fans. We never get that. Yeah, you sign up for it, baby. It comes with the territory. If I'm watching a game on Sunday, I know I'm going to get irrationally pissed off, and I'll probably snap out of it like 2.5 seconds later. You guys should see the tweets I don't fucking hit send on. That's what you guys should see. That oil makes him slippery. Was he at the Diddy party? Hard-hitting questions, hard-hitting journalism. Was Deshaun ever at the Diddy party? Chris has had plenty of practice with being patient. Yeah, and we're not in a rebuild. We're not in a let's see what this team can be. We're Super Bowl contenders at the beginning of the season frame of mind with the Bengals. 2021, everybody's like, oh, well, we got to the Super Bowl, but even if we lose, it's okay because we got there so early. Dude, fuck all that. You got to win those because it's so hard to get back. Rodgers never made it back, right? It's so hard. So we're not in that though. We're not in a let's be patient and see what these young guys have mindset. We got to go get this Super Bowl because this might be the last year of T. Higgins. Jamar Chase is about to get a lot more expensive. Trey Hendrickson's not necessarily happy with his contract. What's going to happen then? We're not in a mode where we're just man, we can just be patient. And, next year, no, we got to go win. We got to go on a run this year. We got to find a way to get in the playoffs this year. Right now, one game out, only one game out of the playoff spot. Some AFC games coming up. After you get past the Philly game this week, you got 2 AFC games against the Raiders, who you should beat, and then Baltimore, who's, I hate to say it, but they look damn good. And you just had a nail-biter overtime thriller with them a couple weeks ago. Another text from Dad just came through. Zach needs to stop using prevent defense. Prevent only prevents you from winning. So, yeah, that's a Zach and a Lou call, I think, where losing a prevent, maybe Zach says, hey, head coach, pulling rank. Let's get out. Let's just play football. Let's just play regular defense. We don't need to prevent because it got too close. It got too close for comfort. Jameis comes in, he can throw the ball. So I don't like the prevent defense either, unless it's very, very, very late in the game and it makes sense. I don't think it makes sense halfway through the fourth quarter. I agree with you on that, Dad. Dad knows ball. He does. Look, this guy played college ball. Now, unfortunately, he didn't play for a good school. He played for Ohio State, but he does. We are in. I have a bottle of Pappy ready to pop in February parade mode. I'm telling you, if there is a Super Bowl parade in Cincinnati, I'm smoking crack on the bridge. I will be there. I don't know when I'll make it home, babe. I know you're watching. If I leave for the Super Bowl parade and you don't hear from me for a couple days, don't panic. Probably just, doing hard drugs on the bridge. Chad Wade says, OH, Papa Garrison, keep being a badass. He is continuing to be a badass. Love the support for Pops from the Twitter fan, the YouTube fan, and I know he loves it. I call them his adopted Twitter kids. They like to stay updated. Yeah, OSU strays. I'm gonna throw away OSU strays. It's what I do. Dylan knows the deal though. Go Blue. Shout out Dylan. New sponsor, Garage Crack. We're not looking for a crack sponsor at this point, but doors always open. Things change. You never know. Man, this is fun. I appreciate you guys. I'm holding on here. So, what do you guys think? We've got a game preview show that'll be coming out on Thursday for members. Members can watch it Thursday night. For everybody else, it'll be out on Friday. So, I don't want to go too far into the Philly game because I got to produce a whole nother show about it. But crack flavored crack, yeah. But what are your guys' biggest concerns going into that game? Because I think we can turn this into a sort of a Q&A, like my wife was saying pre-show. We can do like a Q&A because usually Ron and I bounce ideas and opinions back off of each other and have conversations on that. I'm just in a room by myself looking at a camera talking into a microphone. Can you explain the Mike Cart lore? So Willow Tree, I don't know how familiar you are with the Mike Cart thing, but there was a couple years ago where Zach Taylor was giving a press conference. The Mike Cart was in front of him. Reporters would put their mics and recorders on it so they could pick up the audio. And people on the internet started shitting on the Bengals for it, saying that they're cheap and blah, blah, blah. You know, the same old tired Bengals shit because they had the Mike Cart at an outside practice in front of a temporary backdrop. So it's not like it was their main thing. And the Bengals decided they were just going to lean into it. So they started making pictures of the Mike Cart, and they would take the Mike Cart on them with them on road games, and it kind of went away. And they found it in a closet, posted a picture of it, brought the Mike Cart back, put it by the Hell Is Real sign in Columbus on the way up to Cleveland. They've kind of leaned back into the joke. And since the return of the Mike Cart, Bengals are 2-0. So we love the Mike Cart. We're going to appreciate the Mike Cart. I hope the Mike Cart stays. Long live the Mike Cart. Dylan loves the Mike Cart. Jake said it, 2-0 since the Mike Cart back, baby. Yeah, it was COVID times. It was in the COVID days. So like they were doing press conferences in weird ways anyway, and everybody decided they were going to shit on him for the Mike Cart. I don't really get that. We had this pandy. People died. Social distancing. That's basically it. I've never heard it called a pandy though. That's a good one. I like that. So that's kind of an explanation of the Mike Cart thing. I wish they would lean into it a little bit more when it came to the walking across the street to get to practice thing. When McAfee was doing that, everybody got really, really mad at McAfee. I think maybe the Bengals could have just leaned into it, but they actually banned reporters from taking those pictures and videos. Let's talk about that. Let's talk to the chat about that. Proposed dome in Cincinnati. Apparently, Hamilton County is going to present a plan to dome Paycor Stadium and put a roof on it. Mixed results from the Twitter timeline. Yeah, that's not AFC North football. Okay, I get that. But I think that the dome is a good idea. I personally do. All dome, no breaks, no Diddy. He didn't say no Diddy. I said that. All dome, no breaks from K Breezy. Look at when Taylor Swift and Luke Combs came to Cincinnati this summer. Now, as most of you probably know, and if you don't, I'll tell you, the Bengals do not own Paycor Stadium. Hamilton County owns Paycor Stadium. The Bengals lease it from them. That lease comes up in 2026. We talked about on the show earlier in the season about some of the renderings of the upgrades to the stadium, upgrades to the practice facility, rerouting Maring Way to make it all one localized complex, tie it in with the banks. Looks really, really cool. But then a couple weeks later, just last week, I believe, we get the idea that they're talking about putting a dome on it. Now, I'm not an engineer. I don't know shit. You do need it to host the Super Bowl, says John. But I don't know if Cincinnati will get a Super Bowl even with a dome. I don't know if they can handle it all, but I would love to see it. But from a football perspective, just purely football, I think it's a good thing. And I know people say, I want to be in the cold. I want to watch the snow games. And I get that. There's a certain amount of fun to it. But those games are fun until they're not. Do you really want to be like, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase can't do what they do best because it's pouring snow and it's windy as shit outside? Like, no, dude. Give me the best athletes on the planet in 72 degrees and perfect weather conditions and entertain me for 3 hours. That's what I want. Now, from the economic side, as I was saying before, when Taylor Swift and Luke Combs came to Cincinnati this summer, even though they don't own the stadium, the Bengals did get some money from that. And we talk about the cash fluidity of the Bengals and guaranteed contracts. And the Bengals, are they poor? Are they whatever? They can make money off using that facility in the wintertime. You can have bigger concerts there in the winter. You can have concerts there on Friday or Saturday nights before home games, or you can book it up when the Bengals are on the road. You can get NCAA tournaments there. Now, my dad's watching, works at UD Arena, top flight security of the world at UD Arena. You try anything on Terry G's watch, you're fucked, buddy. But look at the University of Dayton. They've been hosting first round NCAA tournament games for years now. That's great for the city. It brings in money. The Bengals could have Paycor Stadium drawing money from things like that. They could get NCAA tournament games. They could get a Big Ten championship game if they can pry it away from Indianapolis. They can get, like I said, concerts and monster truck shows, whatever the fuck you can use for an arena. They could actually get money from that, and I think it's a good idea. I think it's good from a football standpoint. I think it's good for the city, for the county, who funds a lot of that stadium, to where some more money can go into the stadium and into the county to help them with some of the burdens that the taxpayers maybe don't like about the stadium. So I think it's all around a good thing. And you look at the fact Cleveland's getting a dome. That's not AFC North football. Well, they understand a lot of the benefits of it. And I think we're getting ready to get to a point in modern NFL football where every new stadium that's going to be built is going to be a dome or a retractable roof. I don't know how it would work to put a dome or a retractable roof on Paycor Stadium. I won't pretend to be smart enough to know how that works structurally, how you build onto an existing structure that wasn't meant to be a dome. I don't fucking know. There's engineers and people that went to college for a long time to figure that shit out. If it can happen, I think it should happen. I'll go to the chat and see a little bit about what they think about that. Now, this is true. I was at the Buffalo playoff game in the snow, and it was fun as hell. It really, really was. Watching the snow fall, watching them beat the hell out of the Bills, that was fun. I see fun in snow games. Don't get me wrong. I 100% do. That is probably the second best Bengals game I've ever attended. Only second to them breaking the playoff curse against the Raiders in 2021 because all of the pressure came off. But Buffalo's probably second best for sure. So I completely understand that. The mocked picture of the tiger stripe roof was awesome. Cincy Daily did that. It looked cool as hell. There's tiger stripes all on the roof around the Jumbotron. It looked really, 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 really cool. Frav wants working escalators before getting a dome. There are some issues with the escalators that seem to happen on a weekly basis. I completely understand that. But Dalton says it, money for the city year round. Cam, offer a dome, maybe try to make it retractable. I love the idea of a retractable. If it can be done, like I said, I'm a dumbass. Don't know. But if it can be done, I think that's a great idea. You can open the roof on beautiful days. You get the fresh air in there. You still get the feeling of the outside football game. But if it's pouring down rain, it's freezing cold, it's shitty out, just close it. Let these players have great elements. I just completely fucking blanked out. I shouldn't be talking this much. Aubrey's laughing. My daughter's laughing. She wants a dome. You know why? Because it's much easier to take your child to a game in a dome. You don't got to worry about your kid baking in the sun, not even in the cold. We went to the Baltimore game. I sweat my dick off the whole game. It was so hot. My portable phone charger wouldn't work because my phone was too hot. That sucked too. I would like to have a dome or some shade that game. I drove up to Buffalo versus Chiefs when they needed a fan to shovel snow out of the stadium. It was absolutely amazing. Yeah, there's definitely some cool aspects to those things. Right in the dome, hit send too early. Yeah, prayers for Andy Dalton and his car family. They were in a car accident today. I don't know how serious it was, but I did see some things on Twitter that him and his family were in a wreck, and he was getting looked at by medical personnel. Haven't seen any updates since then. Hope the best for the Red Rifle and the family. Hopefully everybody's okay. So closing out the dome subject, I like it. I like it for the city. I like it for the team. And I think eventually you're going to see NFL football played in domes all across the country. I think any team that gets a new stadium is going to want a dome. Somebody can fact check me on this. I think Buffalo's new stadium is open air, though. I think Buffalo's getting a new stadium that's not a dome. That'd be a good question for Glenn Goodberry, brother of Joe Goodberry. I don't know if anybody in here knows that, but I think that they are actually building a stadium with open air. So maybe I just contradicted my own point. Got to pick up the firstborn from work. Beat the Eagles. Houday. Chris, shout out to you. Houday. Shout out to the kid. Devin says their new stadium is open air. Dylan says they don't have a dome and they're not getting a dome. Okay. So that is true. So the Bills aren't doing that, but I think a lot of teams are. Cleveland's going to do it. Teams with older standards. I think Washington's got plans for a new stadium that's a dome. They're NFC, but they're in a colder weather climate. I've been nice and polite all evening. Either clothes come off or I'm leaving. Some may say that it was just clickbait. Some may say the clothes are staying on and it was just clickbait. I'm not saying that, but some people may say that. Oh, okay. My wife fixed Breeze's comment. Where did Joe and Jamar win their championship game together? Right in a dome. And he says, thanks for saving my epic fail of a comment. So that's what he was talking about. Jake wants me to take it off. Take it off. It's not free, baby. OnlyFans coming soon. Not really. Not really. He did ask nicely for me to take my clothes off. Dougie Bubs, us Michigan Bengals fans need to stick together. You're absolutely right. We need to stick together now more than ever because Michigan has the worst fucking quarterback room in Division I football, and I don't know how that's possible. You're fucking Michigan, but this isn't a Michigan show. Do I still drink Mountain Dew Live Wire for pregame? So I've been doing a trying to cut down on the sugars and carbs that I put in the body. Lost about 10 pounds there at the beginning, but Sunday was a Live Wire day. I like to drink the Orange Dew pregame. One time I did an Orange Gatorade Zero. They lost, so I think that maybe that was on me. So it was a Live Wire day. Willow Tree with a good comment for me. Who is my all-time favorite Bengal and why? It is Chad Johnson, a.k.a. Ocho Cinco. Why? Because he was the star player when I was old enough to really, really get into football and understand football. I got into the Bengals when I was a younger kid. Shout out my stepmom. I know she's watching. She gets credit for the Bengals fandom. Dad's a Bengals fan, but always a bigger Ohio State guy. And, so I came around the Achilles Smith, Corey Dillon days. I liked Corey Dillon as a kid, but as I got old enough to really start to obsess about football the way I do now, it was Chad Johnson. He was good. He was loud. He talked shit. I love shit talkers. He did the celebration. He did the dances. He's my all-time favorite Bengal player because he entertained the hell out of me. And I credit him for why I fell in love with the Cincinnati Bengals. And it's led to me to base my entire life around that team. So that is why he is my favorite player of all time. Is that why you couldn't find Live Wire at Speedway? Miamisburg Speedway had plenty of Live Wire on Sunday. I did stop in there. Body is a temple until Sundays and Saturdays, if I'm being honest with myself. Yes, Sunday calories don't count, dude. Sunday carbs don't count. Football's on, carbs and calories do not count. It's a fact. I looked it up just now. I just made it up. Eat whatever you want on Sundays when you're watching football. Where did that one go? K Breezy, 969 subscribers, 69. Nice. You know what that means? 31 subscriber away from 2 jersey giveaways, because when this channel hits 1,000 subscribers, Ron and I are going to give away a jersey. And K Breezy, the loving friend and supporter of the show he is, has pledged to give away another jersey just to help us out. I tried to talk him out of it. I said, save your money. And he said, no, I want to do it. Shout out to him. So when we hit 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel, we will give away 2 jerseys. Well, we'll give away one. Breezy will give away another one. So we always have that. All I do is love and support this man. This is the treatment I get. I clickbaited you a little bit, dude. I'm sorry. I can't help it. Natty Talks is here. Shout out Natty Talks, Joe and Lisa. Picture with Houday there. Check them out. They're hilarious. I love the outtakes of their show. Those are personally my favorite clips that get posted to Twitter. Willow Tree, shout out Ocho. Yeah, absolutely. Me and Chad Waits are going to see each other on November 3rd. He's going to sucker punch me. You know what? He's a fellow Ram truck driver, Ram work truck driver, as I have a work truck. My work truck actually right now is full of shit because I've been cleaning my grandma's house out. So it looks a lot like a work truck. So if that's the one to sucker punch me, I'll take it. I'll take it and I'll live with it. Tyler says Joe Burrow and him are both from a 7.40. He doesn't know him from Adam, but he did play his alma mater in basketball the year after he got drafted, 2015, and my friend balled out on him. The old Joe Burrow connection. We actually toured a wedding venue before we got married, and the lady was like, oh, yeah, my sons know Joe Burrow. They have his phone number. And I was like, yo, if you can guarantee you'll be at my wedding, I'll fucking book my wedding here right now and pay you double. Turns out the place was too small for us. And I was like, yeah, if you can get Joe Burrow here, I don't fucking care. I'll tell my mom to stay home, whatever. But ultimately didn't work out. Dougie Bubs, like the stream. We would appreciate likes if you're on here. Absolutely. The community is great. That is true. The Bengals community is good. I know there's fights and arguments and Twitter and subtweets and blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, this is a really, really cool community. I've made a lot of cool friends on it. It makes game day very, very fun because people I don't even know come up and talk to me, and I put faces to Twitter handles, and we drink a beer and we shake hands and we talk and we take a picture. It's a blast. This community is really awesome. Just like anything else, there's its ups and its downs. We're running the giveaway. You're sending us a Venmo. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Early parlay picks. Okay. All right, Dylan. We're going to fire up the BetJack app. We're going to see what's going on. I'm assuming you're talking about for the Bengals game on Sunday. So let's pull it up. Shout out Ohio Sportsbook. I'm loading in right now. So the Bengals beats parlay on Sunday. Felt like a banger, by the way. I had Bengals money line. Done. I had anytime touchdown score T. Higgins. Done. I had total receptions by T. Higgins over 3.5. Done. Total rushing and receiving yards by the player Chase Brown, 34.5. Done. I'm thinking, cool, I'm going to win $250. Nope. I lose it on 209 passing yards by Joe Burrow. You can't see it. It's blurry. Didn't have the day we needed from Burrow, so the Bengals beats parlay lost. Let's see what lines we have out for the Bengals game on Sunday. So we're going to go to NFL. Bengals, Eagles. We can do. So the Bengals are minus 148 on the money line. They're favored by 2.5 points. Total points on the game right now is set at 47.5. Total points by the Bengals over under is set at 24.5. First half, Bengals are favored to win the first half. They're favored to win the second half, obviously. And then the quarter one three-way, they're at a plus 114. It doesn't look like they have player props and touchdown props out yet, but looking at what I'm looking at here, I'm definitely going to take Bengals money line. I might even take the Bengals minus 2.5. I think that they might win that game by 3 or more. And then total points, I'm going to take the over because A.J. Brown is an animal. They have a good passing game. I'm afraid that the Bengals are going to have to win a shootout. Why is my camera blurry? Camera's blurry. Don't love it. I'm looking at the camera itself and it's blurry. Don't love that. Technical issues. Here, we're going to do this. We're going to hit a button. Boom. Boom. Am I back? I think I'm back. All right. So yeah, that's what I would pick out of what's out now. Player props will probably get on there in a day or so. So we'll have a little bit more. Wedge wants him to give me the WWE low blow, the forearm under the grundle. The 2025 work truck will not travel to Longworth. I'm bougie, dude. I park at the garages by the banks and walk over. It's probably about time for the van to make its debut. I'm going to be honest. I've been very, very busy in life. Haven't had time to get the van right. Needs a little bit of something done, but I may focus on that this weekend. We may try to make the van debut Sunday now that it's cooled down a little bit because the van don't have AC in it. She's a little bit older. She's been around the block a couple times. So now it's getting a little bit cooler out. Might be time to break the van out. She asked if we could hear the kid in the background. I can hear the kid. I don't know if they can hear the kid. She's having a great night laughing at something. We love great nights from the kid. We love happy kid nights because pissed off 3-year-olds or something. Betting and fantasy don't matter when the Bengals win. Yeah, dude, I lost $50 on that game. Didn't give a shit. Bengals won. Didn't really give a shit that I lost $50. Didn't care. I wiped the parlay out the window. My bet. I'm like, what the fuck that bet? I don't care. I'm trying to win a game. So like, yeah, the betting's fun. I like to do it, but it doesn't matter at all as long as the Bengals win. She's going to get burrito tacos, folks. I'm committing here live. I will go get my wife burrito tacos after this, provided that the place is still open and she places the order online. I will go pick up the tacos for her. It's done. I'm a great husband. I would hopefully some grown folk activities come from that trade-off. If we're going to just, put the burrito business out there, but maybe I shouldn't say that. I don't know. Van might equal a win. I'm going to do my best to have the van ready. I need to get out of the garage. I need to jump the battery. I need to check the tires, make sure the oil's good. But I can probably get that done this weekend and hopefully drive it down. No wins at home. We need the van. You know what, man? You're right. I'm committing. Unless there's like major mechanical issues that I'm not aware of, that I don't have the skills to fix. I'm very limited on my car repair knowledge. But luckily, my father-in-law is a mechanic. But unless it's something major that I can't get fixed by Sunday, I'm driving the van. The van's making its first appearance Sunday. It's not Taco Tuesday BOGO. These tacos that I'm going to get, they're fucking expensive. It's like $15 for 3 tacos. I got a text from wife. Okay, I was making sure she wasn't getting upset with me. Van Sunday, click the like button for a yes. If you want me to drive the van, click the like button, because you're right. No home wins this year. 0 van appearances this year. She's going to have to help me get the van ready, though, because I think she's probably going to have to sit in it in neutral, and I'm going to have to push it out of the garage. But luckily, this is ideal male physique, and I can just push that shit out just like I did last year, because I don't do a good enough job of starting it up in the off season and making sure the battery stays charged. Hand up, that's a fuck up by me. Life's been very, very busy lately. We also threw a fucking boat into the mix. So we're going to get the van. Where are we going to get the burrito from? It is called, we can give a free shout out to More Than an Apron in Miamisburg, Ohio, Wedge. If you're going down the old road toward Rice Field, it's a little small building. It's called More Than an Apron. It's very, very good. The wait times are a little bit long at times, but they're good, and you can order ahead online. So shout out to him. I'll give him some love. I'm not going to pull a Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp accidentally went live on Instagram while having intercourse. I think that was actually a stunt to sell boner pills, because he works with some boner pill company now. And I keep seeing ads on like TikTok and shit. I think that he faked the live sex tape to sell his boner pills. And hey, I ain't mad at you. Get your money. Get your money, Uncle Shay Shay. But I think it was a PR stunt. Yes, the owner of More Than an Apron is Rod Moore's cousin. Rod Moore from Dayton, Ohio, attended Northmont High School, then became a Michigan Man in a national championship. Intercepted the ball last year to seal the victory over Ohio State. His cousin owns the taco shop that we're speaking of. So it has been an hour. I appreciate everybody that has helped carry this stream of just me yelling into a microphone by myself. It's time to finish this garage beer. God, that's good. That's good. Oh, you ever get that, like, you chug something carbonated and it feels like it just stops right here? I just got that. That's not the beer's fault. That's my fault. It's poor execution on my end. Jake, I don't know if we'll be sponsored by Blue Chew, but I would. I can make up a Blue Chew ad. I could do that. Houday from Natty Talks. We're glad to see you here. Dylan Guthrie cannot drink Fireball. Fireball reminds me of a liquor called Goldschlager. And for those of you who don't know what Goldschlager is, it's got little flakes of gold in it. Tastes like peppermint. And one night, I drank a shitload of that. I drank a lot of it. Oh no, the burrito taco place is closed. I want it to be on record that I was willing, I was going to do my part. This is out of my hands, but I will go get you something from somewhere else. Don't worry. But yeah, I drank a bunch of Goldschlager, went to Miami University, a bar called The Woods, night of my 19th birthday, hammered, very, very intoxicated, convinced the bartender I was 21 or something, whatever. She's serving me Natty Lights. I'm crushing Natty Lights, drank a bunch of Goldschlager. Machine Gun Kelly concert happened. And before Machine Gun Kelly was famous, I'm jumping up and down crazy. Long story short, I puke on Machine Gun Kelly while he's on the stage. I puke on his shoes. I am then removed from said bar, and they threw me out the door. And yeah, so ever since then, anything that smells or tastes like Goldschlager, I cannot do, and Fireball is one of those. So there will be no Fireball from me. No burrito tacos for Vic, no adult activities for Drew. It's just all bad. Texas Roadhouse, that's a drive. That's a long drive, but I'll do it. Goldschlager is cinnamon, not peppermint. Okay, that's fair. You're right. I think I've just repressed it and blocked what it tastes like from my mind until I smell it or something. But yeah, cinnamon. And that's why I can't do Fireball, because Fireball's a cinnamon whiskey and it reminds me of that. And I want to vomit all the time. What a good story. I wonder if MGK remembers. This is actually before, this is like 2010-ish. This is before you could go live on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You used to have to go live on a site called Ustream. And he did. And I left a comment and I was like, yo, I fucking puked on you last night. Sorry. He was like, yo, that was awesome. I crowd surfed and your puke got all over people. That was awesome. So at that point, he liked it. I don't know if he remembers it now. I don't follow him as much now because he went all weird and like popish. And I liked him when he was a rapper. And he said that he think MGK is why I puked. This is when his hat was sideways and he was rapping real fast. And he was the original Machine Gun Kelly before all the weird shit started happening, and he kind of changed up. What a guy. Yeah, I'm going to go to Texas Roadhouse. I'm going to get my wife some food. This was a very fun one. I appreciate it turning into a Q&A. I appreciate all the activity in the chat. I appreciate anybody that does subscribe to this channel and hits like on this video. If you want to become a member to watch Thursday's game preview show live, absolutely do that, but no pressure because you'll be able to watch it for free on Friday morning. We're going to get up out of here. The Bengals got a big win. I was looking at you through the screen. I don't know what that is. But yeah, sure. We're having a whole household dinner discussions right in the chat. I'm gonna let you guys get away with that. I'm gonna finish this beer off. It's good. It is good beer. And before they were a sponsor of the show, I would just drink it at tailgates and take pictures of it. That's how the t-shirt was born. So you know, got to pay the bills, got to shout out the sponsors, but it's just actually a good beer. I love every single one of you. I cannot wait to see you guys on the next live show. I can't wait to see the members on Thursday night's game preview show. And more importantly, I can't wait to hopefully see as many of you as possible on Sunday in or around Paycor Stadium because the Bengals are going to get another big win. We're going to go on a run, and it's going to start with beating the hell out of Philly. I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Who dat?
Your boys are ready to go. You already know. Grab a garage beer. Let's flow. No filter needed. Beer's getting deleted. It's the Cincy Unfiltered Show. Let's go. Our boys are ready to go. Our boys are ready to go. You already know. Grab a garage beer. Let's flow. No filter needed. Beer's getting deleted. It's the Cincy Unfiltered Show. Let's go.